has assured students and teachers in communities affected by the Akosombo spillage that government is committed to bringing normalcy to addressing the issues regarding education. School children in the flood-affected areas have been worst hit and have had to sit home until the floods recede. Ivy Setoji has more in this report.
In a bid to gauge the severe impact of recent flooding on the education of children, the Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Ose-Educhum, embarked on a tour of flood-affected areas. With compassion and commitment to addressing the challenges posed by the flood, the minister's visit aimed to better understand the extent of damage to educational infrastructure and the emotional well-being of affected school children. Dr. Yao Ose-Educhum said they are doing everything possible to solve the issues regarding education and bring some kind of normalcy to the teaching and learning process.
To engage stakeholders to really get on the spot accounts and various initiatives that are being undertaken. We've come, we've seen the teachers, we've talked to the regional minister, district chief executive, NADMO coordinator who is here. So we've gotten a very good feel of what is going on and how we can support the effort. As you see here, these are makeshift classes and students are learning. That's a good thing, that they are not losing out. In a number of places, we don't have that opportunity, and we should create that opportunity immediately. So we are looking at short-term solutions, medium-term and long-term solutions to the challenges. But as Education Minister, my primary purpose for the visit is how do I bring normalcy to the teaching and learning process, and that's why we came, and we've seen enough to go back and then look at what we can do to really bring about teaching and learning to our community, to our parents and to our students.
Some of the teachers have also been speaking about their challenges.
Right now, every teacher in this area needs a life It's
That's all.
There's suppose JHS law is currently hosting black victims. I use the word suppose because the new block has not been commissioned and has not been handed over to us. So currently, our JHS is sit under trees.
Okay.
And then the new building is hosting the flag victims. So I want to appeal that the place should be commissioned and then handed over to us in June time.
Okay.
The textbooks and everything are floating in the water. My school is captured as safe haven, but the road to safe haven is not.
The recent floods have wreaked havoc in several districts in the Volta region, leading to massive The recent floods have wreaked havoc in several districts in the Volta region, leading to massive
of established principles.
In the age of digitization, the use of technology is crucial in curbing activities of cybercrimes, especially with the nature of internet, which demands international collaboration to track and punish culprits. Director General of the National Cybersecurity Authority, Dr. Albert Entwibo-Siako, indicates his outfit's preparedness to deploy experts to all the courts in the country to advise judges on cybersecurity cases.
Our country is not isolated from the threats that are normally reported. The current data from my outfit, the national set at the CNC, has identified online fraud as a major threat in the Ghanaian digital space. Also, among the leading threats reported are online black.
Jeep Adventure Days is going on now. Hurry in for great deals on a great selection of Jeep brand vehicles. And right now during Jeep Adventure Days, get 15% below MSRP for an average of $10,440 under MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Jeep Wrangler 4xe. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. $10,440 average based on 15% below average MSRP from all 2023 Wrangler 4xe models in dealer stock. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 10/31. Jeep is a registered trademark.
With the issue of sextortion. The Bank of Ghana has established that the total loss value from cyber fraud increased from 2.6 million in 2021 to 4.3 million in 2022, 0.55%.
This is in line with the Budapest Convention.
The Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, is apprehensive Ghana could soon be plunging increasing monetization of the country's political landscape. The political think tank observes electioneering processes financed by certain the dynamics of a party's internal politics. Director of Programs and Policy Engagement at CDD Ghana, Dr. Kojo Pomponi Asante, says such activities, if not halted, could undermine democratic governance. He was speaking at a multi-stakeholder forum on credible and peaceful elections in Ghana. Democratic governance. He was speaking at a multi-stakeholder forum on credible and peaceful elections in Ghana.
The people through multiple registration and multiple voting. Instructively, this is also 20 years since Liberia signed on to the Comprehensive Peace Accord. Having said that, within the context of you would note that the region is experiencing a recurrence of some coups d'etats. We have 4 countries that are kind of leadership, and most of these have occurred as a result of elections. Liberia became the spotlight for the ECOWAS Commission because we need to turn the tide around. More importantly, we need to entrench the democratic. Liberia is really on that journey of democratization, and we saw that here.
Away from elections, the most vulnerable segments of the population, children and the
Jeep Adventure Days is going on now. Hurry in for great deals on a great selection of Jeep brand vehicles. Now get 10% below MSRP for an average of $6,935 under MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. Don't miss this great offer. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. $6,935 average based on 10% below average MSRP from all 2023 Grand Cherokee 4xe models in dealer stock. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 10/31/23. Jeep is a registered trademark.
To you the latest in our ongoing coverage of the critical issue of air quality in Ghana.
Accra is one of Africa's fastest growing cities. It seems that everyone in the capital is always on the move. But that very Ghana, according to the World Health Organization, factories and waste burning are to blame for a lot of pollutants, but transport, especially the old fleet of trotros, is the biggest single contributor. Some of the particles emitted in this smoke are so tiny they can enter the bloodstream with lethal consequences over time.
It's not easy. It's a difficult moment. It's challenging breathing, especially at night when you are asleep.
Ruben Alexander has asthma, a life-threatening illness that Ghana Medical School in Kolebu. Otu says he was first diagnosed as a child. It was not a big surprise. Otu's mother had fought asthma for years before it finally took her life. Soon after, Otu's doctors told him he too had the disease. He is one of a growing number of Ghanaians with respiratory illnesses and a range of ailments, including heart conditions that doctors say are worsened by toxic air. Otu has to think all day, every day about avoiding triggers.
You encounter different kind of cars with their smoke from their exhaust pipes, very bad, and they are not the best.
The journey is far from comfortable, and with the emission of poisonous gas from the carbon-fueled engines, not even his nose mask can save him.
Protect myself from the dust in the system, the dust in the weather conditions in around here. It would help me to at least have a clean breath of air. So that's why I normally put on my nose mask. And especially when I use the trotro and stuff, you would have a clean breath of air. So that's why I normally put on my nose mask. And especially when I use the trotro and stuff, you would...
No overdraft fees. Banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Okay, the kids are already asking what's for dinner, but breaking news, empty fridge. That's okay. I'll order through Instacart. Let's add some organic asparagus and farm-fresh chicken. Wait, is the oldest vegetarian or gluten-free? Gluten-free pasta. Done. And some olives for my well-earned cocktail. When your family adds more footnotes than groceries to your shopping list, add life to cart. Visit Instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply.
Yeah, baby. Clap your hands and give a dance unto the Lord. Hallelujah. I do praise. Yeah.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Yango has marked this year's Breast Cancer Awareness Month with a free breast cancer and general health screening for partner drivers and their families, as well as some students of the University of Ghana. The initiative, dubbed Yango Health Drive, forms part of the company's commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of its partner drivers, as well as the general public, especially young women.
Over 200 beneficiaries took part in the screening activity, which was held in partnership with Standout Care, a health-based non-governmental organization, and J. Nelson Aka Hall of the University of Ghana. There was breast cancer screening for both men and women, as well as checks for diabetes, malaria, hepatitis B, dental care, and general dietary counseling, all sponsored by Yango. Dr. Patrick Fain is founder and team lead at Standout Care.
Today is one of many partnerships we've had with Yango and many more to come. As everybody knows, it's Pink October month, a month earmarked for breast cancer awareness, and Yango's awareness about this condition. And so we've been talking over the last few weeks, and today it has finally come to fruition. We are at the target is to screen at least 200 young people.
A regular checkup helps the individual to know. You see, when you have an you are able to identify certain sicknesses early, you are able to terminate it and then prevent it from exacerbating.
We thank Yango and all the other partners for supporting us, because this is actually like a good initiative. Yes.
Now, the Minister of Tourism, Dr. Ibrahim Awal Mohammed, has called on corporate bodies to invest in the tourism sector to contribute to its development. According to him, this would help create more jobs for the youth and also propel the growth of the sector. He was speaking at the grand outdooring of the 20-year vision of Lakeside Marina Park.
As part of Earth's 20 years anniversary, Lakeside Estate outdoored the vision of Earth's Lakeside Marina Park. With a planned extension, the facility is expected to include a water-themed park, a Ferris wheel, and other recreational facilities. In an interview, Tourism Minister Dr. Ibrahim Awal Mohammed commended Lakeside Estate for their investment into the tourism sector and urged other corporate entities to emulate.
Lakeside's investment here is very welcome by government. We are very happy because tourism has become a mover in terms of revenues and in terms of jobs. So we want to commend Lakeside for their initiative, for their investment, and to tell them that government will support them to make their vision a reality. I want to urge other private sector businesses to take advantage of the traveling economy and then invest in tourism and other areas. As I said, global tourism is supposed to grow by 5.7% every year for the next 10 years. But global GDP is growing about 3.7%. And 2 out of every 10 jobs in Ghana and most of Africa. It's created by the tourism, arts and cultural sector. So it's a worthy investment. I want to commend them for their initiative.
Marketing manager of Lakeside Estate, Isaac Ntiamo, explained the project and its intended contribution to the tourism sector.
And as we conduct our market research,
Lakeside Estate, Isaac Ntiamo explained the project and its intended contribution to the tourism sector.
And as we conduct our market research,